Hi everybody, I'm Moses Leos with the Hayes Free Press, and this is the Sports Roundup for the week of May 8th. Let's begin with Hayes softball, as the softball team was playing in the regional quarterfinal round of the UIL playoffs, and they were facing off against Cedar Park at Lake Travis High School this past weekend. But it was a very successful weekend for Hayes softball as they swept Cedar Park in 2 straight games. Game 1 saw Hayes defeat Cedar Park 7-4. A big rally in the top of the 7th inning, and their final at-bat allowed the Rebels to win that one. A big game for Hayes in that game, a great comeback for them. And in Game 2, the Rebels dominated all throughout, defeating Cedar Park 8-2 in Game 2 and earning the sweep as well. Big contributors this last week for the Rebel softball team were Clarissa Gonzalez, the first baseman, who went 6 for 8 at the plate with 2 triples, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs in the game, and also right fielder Braden Pinkard, who hit a 3-run home run in the Game 2 win. That saw Hayes win 8-2. After the ball game, I had a chance to talk with Coach Aaron Fuller about what his team needs to do now to advance to the next round of the playoffs.
We got to make sure that we just stay focused. You know, we can't be content with getting to the regional quarterfinals again. I mean, it's a great accomplishment, especially back-to-back years. That's saying a lot, but we can't be content with it. You know, we got to keep our focus. We got to keep playing hard in practice, and we got to stick together as a team. You know, this weekend was a great example of that. You know, some players weren't producing like they usually do, and other girls picked them up. And so that's what we're going to need. You know, we're going to need unity, and we're going to need teamwork, and we're going to need each girl doing her part in order to advance past the quarterfinals.
Team chemistry will be what the Hayes softball team will need to move beyond the regional semifinal round next week. Let's move on to Hayes baseball, and the baseball team likewise is in the postseason, and this past weekend they played in the bi-district or first round of the UIL playoffs in a best-of-3 series with San Antonio Burbank. The Rebels, like their softball counterparts, the baseball team swept their first round playoff series, defeating Burbank in 2 straight games. In Game 1, the Rebels defeated Burbank on the road 10-1, and in Game 2, Hayes defeated San Antonio Burbank at home 9-7. So let's move on to talking about who Hayes softball and baseball will play in the next round of the playoffs. For the softball team, they are going to move on to the regional semifinal round against Dripping Springs for a best-of-3 series. All 3 games will be played at Lake Travis High School, with Game 1 scheduled for 7:30 on Friday night. Game 2 is scheduled for Saturday at noon, and if necessary, Game 3 will be scheduled for 2 o'clock or immediately following the conclusion of Game 2 on Saturday afternoon. For the baseball team, though, they are playing against Dripping Springs as well in their area round or second round matchup next week. However, it is not a best-of-3 series. It is a 1-game, winner-take-all situation. And for Hayes and Dripping Springs baseball team, they will play on Friday night at the Tony Berger Center baseball field at 7 o'clock. So be sure to go out there and support both the Hayes softball and baseball teams as they make their postseason runs. Finally, be sure to pick up this week's paper for a story highlighting 3 Hayes CISD athletes, of whom are going to the UIL State Track and Meet Championships at Mike Meyer Stadium this weekend. With that, thank you very much for watching, and I'm Moses Leos for the Hayes Free Press.